I'll tell you a quick story about the civil rights movement, which, as you all know, is kind of calcified in our retelling of it. It becomes a kind of a legend that squashes any desire to take initiative today, and I don't want to use it in that way. But I want to hold up just one aspect of it, which is the freedom schools that proliferated throughout the South, but particularly in Mississippi in 1963-64. When the freedom schools were started, they were started with a premise, and the premise was articulated by Charlie Cobb, a young volunteer, 23 years old, not much older than you, younger than some of you. And Charlie Cobb said, "The black people of Mississippi have been denied many things. They've been denied forward-looking curriculum, they've been denied fully trained teachers, they've been denied state-of-the-art facilities and materials. But the fundamental injury is that they've been denied the right to think about the circumstances of their lives and how they might be otherwise." That's a pretty revolutionary thing to say, isn't it? They've been denied the right to think for themselves about the circumstances of their lives and how they might be otherwise. And that is something that resonated very powerfully in Mississippi in 1963. But it's completely relevant to the west side of Chicago in 2008. The kids of Chicago have been denied many things, decent facilities, forward-looking curriculum, all the rest. But the fundamental injury is nobody is asking them to question. Nobody is asking those kids to say, how did I get here? Who am I in the world? And how could it be otherwise? Does it have to be this way? Or are there other ways that I could live, that I might live? It's kind of a truism that wherever you are in history, like right now, this feels like an end point. It feels like everything that happened before inevitably led to here. And then we hear ourselves saying goofy things like, this is the best place in the world to be, this is the most wonderful, this or that, or in a more resigned tone, what are you going to do? I mean, okay, it's crap, but hey, what can I do about it? And what the pedagogy of questioning says is you can ask that question and seek a better answer. So the fundamental questions that ought to ride beneath every classroom encounter are, who am I in the world? Who am I historically? Who am I socially, culturally? And that doesn't lead to an easy answer. Who am I in the world? And every thoughtful teacher ought to have that, if not explicitly, then implicitly in the back of her mind. My kids are walking into this room asking, who am I in the world? And a corollary question is, what are my choices? What are my chances? And the good teacher is opening up space where those choices and those chances become richer, fuller, broader, more powerful, and more important. And that, to me, is the essence of education in a democracy.